ago. It's 61 degrees now in Washington, D.C.
All right.
WWDC, it's 12 and a half minutes after 6 o'clock. Good morning. It's a good thing it's warm out today, I'll tell you that.
Why? Well, you mean because I came into work naked today?
That kind of puzzled me a little bit. We do have a nice day, sunny with a high 72 to 77. Fair, a little bit cooler this evening. And the lows 45 to 50. Partly cloudy for Tuesday and the high 70 to 75. Chance of rain 10% today and Tuesday. And near zero this evening at 61 degrees.
Yeah, that's why I'm so comfortable, I guess. 61, you can you can streak the place and nobody will bother you, you know?
Right, you are. Why? Did you forget your clothes this morning or what?
Well, we had a big weekend, you know. We had a party out in Georgetown, and
what kind of a party was it?
And, well, it was your regular everyday party where everybody gets together and, you come dressed as your favorite vegetable. My date, she got a little bit zonked and she ate my suit. What can I say?
Okay. On your way to the Boston Marathon?
Yep, I'm going to start jogging right now. We'll see you a little bit later.
Okay. WWDC, good morning there, Washington. It's 17 minutes after 6 o'clock, 6:17, with mostly cloudy weather. Highs about 72 to 77 degrees. It's 61 degrees now. In Washington, the Doobies. WWDC, what a fool believes the Doobie Brothers at 20 minutes after 6 o'clock at 6:20. Remember that Tom Jones song several years ago? To live for today when you live for tomorrow. The wisdom of a fool. Remember that? I suppose we spend most of our lives trying to decide the difference between wisdom and foolishness. And where do you really find wisdom nowadays?
Well, where do you find wisdom nowadays? I've often wondered that myself. You know, I'm a seeker after truth my own self.
Yeah, I can tell.
Yeah, well, I am. I read all the good books there. I read I read the Bible, and I read the dictionary, and, I read the Washington Post. And, I read a lot of graffiti. The words of the prophets are written on the subway walls.
Well, thank you, Paul Simon.
Well, it's all right now. And you can pick up a lot of, there's a lot of good stuff written down in the men's room walls there. And I accidentally walked into a ladies' room one time.
Is that a fact?
Yeah, I walked right in there, and you know what? They write in the walls, same as us guys do, fellas. You know that?
I didn't know that.
Yep, and I saw a great bumper. You can find a lot of wisdom on like bumper stickers. I was following a pickup truck out in Gaithersburg yesterday, and the guy is obviously from Southern Maryland because, he had himself a bumper sticker hanging on there in the back of his truck.
Yeah,
it was a good one. It says, "Do it today, because tomorrow it's probably going to be illegal."
WWDC, it's 25 minutes after 6 o'clock, 6:25, and a 25-year-old New Carrollton man has been charged with setting a fire that gutted the 44-unit Bryant Woods apartment complex and left 140 people homeless. Prince George's County authorities say William Warbleski has been charged with arson for the fire that began around midnight Saturday. They said that he was a resident of the complex. There were no serious injuries in the four-alarm blaze, which caused $800,000 in damage. The fire was the second in 3 days at the complex, but authorities said the blazes were coincidental. First fire started after youngsters playing on a gas line broke it, and an explosion occurred. There were no injuries in that fire. Prince George's County Council will start reviewing County Executive Charles Gilchrist's proposed budget for the 1981 fiscal year at a public hearing tonight. The council wants to hear what county residents have to say about Gilchrist's proposal. The public hearing will be held at 7:30 at the Northwestern Senior High School in Hyattsville. The council plans to take a final vote on the budget on the 29th of May. District police say they have no suspects in the shooting of a 27-year-old Forestville man. Police say Robert Blunt was shot yesterday at the corner of 5th and 8th Streets Northeast. Police say Blunt was standing at the corner when he was shot in the face by an unknown assailant. They say he was taken to Capitol Hill Hospital, where he died about 3:30. Police say the investigation continues. Some residents of the Washington area celebrated the 32nd anniversary of Israel's independence with a 10-mile walk and gathering on the Ellipse yesterday. Several hundred people walked the 10-mile course to raise money for Israel and in other Jewish events. The walkers and others then gathered on the Ellipse for kosher food, a commemoration ceremony, or just to enjoy the beautiful weather. Mostly sunny today. Likewise, beautiful weather in the Washington area with a high 72 to 77. Fair and a bit cooler tonight. Lows 45 to 50. Partly cloudy Tuesday. High 70 to 75. Chance of rain 10% today and Tuesday. Near zero for this evening. It's 61 degrees at WWDC. WWDC, good morning. It's 27 minutes before 7 o'clock. There's been an accident in D.C. at Mass Avenue and Thomas Circle Northwest. So be careful of that area, and we'll keep you up to date this morning on WWDC. WWDC, good morning. It's 23 and a half minutes before 7 o'clock. Okay, a little quiz for us this morning.
That's right. What tastes better before it's cooked?
What tastes better? I don't know what.
Burn the toast. This stuff is awful.
That is bad. WWDC, it's 20 minutes before 7 o'clock. It's 6:40 with the Pat Reilly Show. Don't forget that accident in D.C. at Mass Avenue and Thomas Circle Northwest this morning. In the course of our headline newscast a few moments ago, we mentioned that there had been a couple of fires at the Bryant Woods apartment complex that have left 140 people homeless. There's been a couple of fires out there. One was allegedly set by an arsonist, another by some kids who were playing around with a gas line, and it exploded. And the erroneous report we evidently have here is that there were no injuries in either one of those blazes. And we did get a telephone call indicating to us that indeed a Prince George's County fireman was fatally injured in one of those blazes. Most dangerous job in the world has got to be being a fireman, and a job which is certainly underpraised by most of the public. But they are doing an essential job, and let's say a prayer for the man who died and for his family. How are we going to segue from that into something cheerier? It's going to be difficult. What'd you do this weekend? Anything?
What I do this weekend, let's see. Or will I play a little bit? You ever play a golf?
No, I played miniature golf, but I've never been out of the golf links. And I really should. I suppose everybody's into golf today.
See, I like golf. You know, I'm a big fan of Lee Trevino. You know the Lee Trevino?
I've heard about him. Yeah, sure.
See, he's a great golfer. You know, I like to get on the links because, you know, it's fresh air and the sunshine and this, you know, it makes your head work good too. You know, it makes you be able to figure out the, you know, angles and things like this. So it's really a lot. Besides, you know, golf to me is a lot like life.
Like life?
See, you drive your heart out for the green and you still end up in the hole. You know?
WWDC, good morning, Washington. Sunny with the highs near 72 to 77 degrees. Fair, a little bit cooler this evening. Lows 45 to 50.
Hey, good morning there, Gaithersburg.
Good morning, Rockville. Good morning, Arlington. Good morning, everybody within the WWDC listening area. It's another glorious day in store for us, up to 61 degrees already now. WWDC, I can't tell you why. The Eagles. Pat Reilly family, good morning. Sunny with a high 72 to 77, fair and a bit cooler tonight. Lows 45 to 50 at 61 degrees in Washington, D.C. Boy, I'm going to tell you something. I don't get no respect, number one. And number two, boy, am I ever glad the weather's nicer on D.C. lately. Why is that, besides the obvious reasons? Well, listen, did I tell you I now live in a more expensive apartment? My landlord raised my rent. Yeah, what's this about the nice weather? I don't comprehend that. I moved into a new apartment over the weekend. The bathroom faucet doesn't work and the roof leaks. You call the landlord? Yeah. He says for a 15% increase in the rent, he offered to move the tub under the leak. They jump. And you want to save money and energy? Well, we'll see at Energy Expo's 80. Call 560-4000. WWDC Washington at 7 o'clock with a sunny day. The high 72 to 77, 61 degrees. WWDC, time of the season, all right, to fall in love. I'd love to see you tonight. It's 2 minutes after 7 o'clock. Sure sign that spring is here. Guy next door, he just returned my snow shovel, borrowed my lawnmower. The only traffic problem we've experienced so far this morning is in D.C. at Mass Avenue and Thomas Circle Northwest. If anything else develops, you'll be the second to know. I assume I'll probably be the first to know. Here at WWDC, where we have 5 minutes after 7 o'clock, it's 7:05 with Pat Reilly and family. WWDC, and that's 3 degrees. When will I see you again? That's 8 minutes after 7 o'clock, 7:08 with Pat Reilly and family. And a sunny day with a high 77 degrees. Fair, a little bit cooler this evening.
That's right. Lows be 45 degrees to 50. It's 61 degrees in the Washington, D.C.
Good morning, Tony Goomba. How's family?
Family is good today. I like to say hello to little Tony Jr. I live in Gaithersburg. He's my little boy. And he's just want to say hello. Make sure you brush your teeth.
That's good advice.
I always tell my kids to brush their teeth because it's, dental bills is, you spend an awful lot of money nowadays.
Right, you are.
My son, he's got kind of a big mouth. When he brushes teeth, the only thing sticks out is the elbows.
He might be listening.
Oh, that's right. No, I apologize. Kids run around today. They act crazy. The cereal companies. Everybody come out and they say the cereal companies they don't put the nutrition information on the cereal boxes.
Right, it's been a big area of controversy.
That's right. So I think maybe next year, maybe Jimmy Carter said that the cereal companies got to, when they go snap a cracker and pop, they got to recite the riboflavin content too.
Right. But it's important, I think, to see to it the kids have a good, healthy breakfast, like Jimmy Dean used to say.
That's right. You know what we really need? The way the kids run around. Somebody ought to come out with a breakfast cereal that saps kids' energy,
Right, they take a bite.
That's right. Go right back to sleep.
Not a bad idea at all. It's 10 minutes after 7 o'clock now, WWDC. WWDC, good morning. It's 14 minutes after 7 o'clock. This is Pat Reilly, the man who came up from nothing and brought it right along with him. And I shall see you anon in the anon room. Stephen Bishop at WWDC. Good morning. It's Monday, 17 minutes after 7 o'clock, 7:17, and a mostly sunny day. The April showers bringing the May flowers, and WWDC is bringing some April flowers for you. Every Friday, WWDC AM and Allied Florist Association with award to someone special some flowers for Friday. And if you'd like a chance to be selected, you send in a postcard with your name, address, and telephone number to Flowers for Friday, care of WWDC Radio, 1150 Connecticut Avenue, Northwest, Washington, D.C., 20036. That'd be a wonderful idea for the 10 in your life.
The 10, you know what an 11 is, don't you?
An 11?
Yeah, that's a 10 that doesn't get headaches.
Okay. All right, well, do it anyway. You might make yourself a winner for next Friday. It's 17 and a half minutes after 7 o'clock from WWDC. 7:21 from WWDC. Has been said a lot of ways, but never better than the way Jackie said it in 1966. WWDC, and what the world needs now is love, sweet love. Jackie DeShannon, 24 minutes after 7 o'clock. 7:24, the district police had to tear down the door last night to get to a woman who barricaded herself in her apartment after allegedly shooting a man. Police answered the call about a woman who was firing a gun in an apartment on Madison Street Northwest at about 1 o'clock this morning. When police arrived, they found a 30-year-old Lester Outlaw outside the apartment door, bleeding from a gunshot wound to his foot. Police say Miss Bodyford fired 4 shots through her apartment door. One of them hit Outlaw. Miss Bodyford locked herself in a neighbor's apartment, then refused to come out as police demanded. A police barricade team arrested Miss Bodyford after taking down the door to the apartment. She's charged with assault and other charges in that incident. A 25-year-old construction worker who was seeking revenge on his girlfriend has been charged with setting a fire that cost $800,000 in damage to a new Carrollton apartment complex. Prince George's County officials say that William Rubleski is charged with arson in the fire that gutted the 44-unit Bryant Woods apartment complex and left 140 people homeless. Rubleski had repeatedly threatened to set the fire to his apartment in Bryant Woods if his girlfriend moved out. Witnesses say that Rubleski told several residents that he set the fire, which began about midnight on Saturday. The district wants to spend 5 times as much money next year to try to upgrade the city's badly worn, pothole-filled streets. City transportation officials are asking for more than $36 million to repair and resurface large stretches of major streets. Engineering surveys indicate that more than half of the district's streets need immediate attention. Almost half are unsafe to travel even at legal speeds. Fleet operators and commuters are blaming the pitted and potholed roads for poor gas mileage and costly wear and tear on their vehicles. Mostly sunny with a high 72 to 77 degrees. Fair, a little cooler this evening. Lows 45 to 50. Partly cloudy Tuesday with a high 70 to 75. Chance of rain 10% today and Tuesday, near zero this evening. Winds becoming northerly at 10 miles per hour today. Light and variable this evening. It's 63 degrees at WWDC. I'm sorry, sir, but the lion is busy. Never stop that. 29 minutes after 7 o'clock at WWDC. Mostly sunny with a high of 77 degrees. Fair, a little bit cooler this evening. Lows 45 to 50. It's hovering at 63 degrees now in Washington, D.C. WWDC. It's 27 and a half minutes before 8 o'clock, and there's an auto fire on the inner loop of Beltway on Route 1, Maryland. There's fire equipment and police directors on the scene, and we advise that you use the far left lanes to avoid the backup to I-95. We'll repeat that for you in just a moment. Sales and Crofts Diamond Girl at WWDC, where we have 23 and a half minutes before 8 o'clock with the Pat Reilly family. There's an auto fire on the inner loop on the Beltway at Route 1 in Maryland. There's fire equipment and police directors on the scene. And WWDC advises you to use the far left-hand lanes to avoid the backup to I-95 this morning. It's 63 degrees, sunny with a high 72 to 77 degrees. Today's Monday, the day before a major, significant primary in Pennsylvania.
Yes, I've been amazed by one thing concerning this primary campaign in Pennsylvania.
What's that, the success you've experienced in the polls so far, Ted?
No, here it is, the day before the primary, and Jimmy Carter has not called a press conference yet.
We not only gave away a flock of freebies to the Dips game for yesterday, but the Dips also won. I don't think we had anything to do with that, but who can tell, really? WWDC is 22 minutes before 8 o'clock. Peaches and Herb are here. WWDC, it's 18 minutes before 8 o'clock with Pat Reilly and family. And Rex, you saw a movie over the weekend, huh?
Yes, Mr. Reilly. It's a rather unusual motion picture. It stars Clint Eastwood, that burly fellow who plays the part of a tough cop who joins a religious cult in San Francisco. Dirty Hare Krishna.
The WWDC Meteorological Department, those same wonderful folks who brought you this weekend, bring you an ideal Monday likewise with a high of 77 and sunshine. WWDC, you sexy as you. That's Dr. Hook in the orchestra. With a sunny day, the highs of 72 to 77 fair, a little bit cooler at 63 degrees now in Washington, D.C. And Rexy, have you seen any good movies lately?
No, Mr. Reilly. I was up in New York City over the weekend for the World's Worst Film Festival. They had some disgusting films up there. Little old ladies running around in tennis sneakers and sipping this cheap French wine. It was probably one of the most pathetic aspects of my career that I've ever experienced.
You didn't see any good movies up there, huh?
Good movies. I've seen better film on teeth, to be quite honest with you.
How about the party scene in New York City? Is it anything compared with some of the parties you have out in L.A.?
We have some pretty kinky parties out in L.A. I don't really make the party scene to all that great an extent. I go to some of the Beverly Hills parties every once in a while, but I prefer to stay at home and watch my videotape machine. We did go to a strange party a couple of weeks ago at
I don't want to know any names here.
It was a transvestite party, kind of a come as you wish you were.
This week on the
Nursing students and registered nurses are invited to attend an open house tour and luncheon at the Washington Hospital Center on May the 3rd from 11 to 2 o'clock. For information, call 541-6048. This is Pat Reilly on the radio at Cool and the Gang at 10 minutes before 8 o'clock. Good morning, D.C. WWDC Washington, it's 8 o'clock, and we have a sunny day with the highs of 72 to 77 fair, a little bit cooler this evening, lows 45 to 50, and slightly cloudy tomorrow at 63 degrees in Washington. Good morning. That's Andrew Gold. I wonder how much his last name is worth on the current contemporary stock market exchange. You can't win nowadays. You know, at today's prices, you can't afford to be poor. In today's taxes, you can't afford to be rich. Unless you're rich enough, then no taxes. We have an accident in D.C. at 9th and Potomac Southeast, and heavy traffic reported in Virginia on Shirley Highway northbound, causing some heavy delays. WWDC. WWDC with the Pat Reilly family here. We have a sunny day with a high of 72 to 77 degrees. Tis the time of the season where the young man's thoughts turn to,
Yes, to the sort of things that the women have been thinking about all winter long. I know. Oh, yeah, my son got married over the weekend.
yeah, I heard that. I'm sorry you couldn't come to the wedding.
Well, you didn't miss much, actually. They didn't stick around too long afterwards. You know, when they turned around and walked up the aisle, they just kept right on going.
I see.
Yes. The wedding party got out in time to throw some rice at the skid marks. That was about it.
Yeah, have you heard from him?
Yes, I got a phone call from him last night, in fact.
Did he have a good honeymoon?
Well, it's not over yet. He was a little bit nervous, I think. He told me he was so excited that he carried his bride across the threshold of the motel room, and he almost dropped his notes.
WWDC and
Hey, Matty McGregor here at Shorn Between Two Louvers.
8:15 at WWDC. WWDC, where we have Howard Cosell for you in just 7 minutes, and we have a traffic problem in D.C. at Pennsylvania and Washington Circle Northwest, and 11th and K Street Northwest, also the 1400 block of Monroe Avenue Northwest. There's a personal injury accident involved over there. A remarkably beautiful day, 64 degrees, mostly sunny today with a high 72 to 77. Fair, a little bit cooler this evening, lows 45 to 50. Barbecue time is around. And be taking your chickens out. And you know anything about chickens?
Well, the only thing I know about chickens, they come from broken homes.
Yeah, come on.
That's a yolk, son.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Fedor, he has to be, because every one of his chickens comes with a money-back guarantee. It takes a tough man to make a tender chicken. Purdue.
All Magruder's supermarkets have fresh Purdue chickens and pedigree chicken wings on sale now. 20 minutes after 8 o'clock, it's 8:20 from WWDC. WWDC, living in the Hart Hotel, Dan Fogelberg on the Pat Reilly Show. Good morning. We still have that traffic problem in D.C. at Pennsylvania and Washington Circle Northwest and 11th and K Street Northwest, the 1400 block of Monroe Avenue Northwest. There's a personal injury accident over there. We will keep you informed as to any progress or retrogression that takes place in the traffic scene this morning. It's 64 degrees. We have a sunny day with a high 72 to 77. Fair, a little bit cooler this evening with the lows 45 to 50 degrees. In some baseball action, the American League had Kansas City over Detroit 9-6. The Yankees defeated Milwaukee 9-5. Toronto over Cleveland 5-3. It was the Chicago White Sox getting by Baltimore at 9-6. Boston over Texas 6-5 in 11 innings. Minnesota defeated Seattle, edged them out 4-3. In the first game, Oakland defeated California 6-1, then went on to sweep the doubleheader 8-2. In the National League, Montreal edged Philadelphia 7-6. Cincinnati got by Atlanta 5-3. Chicago Cubs over the Mets 6-3. Pittsburgh down St. Louis 6-3. It was Los Angeles over Houston 4-2, and San Francisco defeated San Diego. That score was 5-4. We gave away a number of tickets to the Diplomats soccer game for this weekend at RFK Stadium, and midfielder Joe Horvath scored a goal and had 2 assists before the striker Alan Green added 2 goals to give the Diplomats a 4-2 victory over the Dallas Tornado team yesterday at RFK Stadium. So it was a big victory for the Dips, and I believe it stands at 2-2 now. We'll keep you informed as to sports, and so would Howard Cosell next.
Hello again.
WWDC with a Pat Reilly Show, 28 minutes before 9 o'clock. Yeah, looked at love from both sides now, and then how do you finally decide which is the right way of looking at love?
Oh, listen to your conscience. On second thought, why take advice from a perfect stranger?
WWDC, it's 25 minutes before 9 o'clock, 8:35. And could you ask for anything better? This is Monday, and you just got a hangover from the weekend. We hope you don't. Well, the weather has, with a high near 72 to 77 degrees, fair, a little bit cooler this evening at 64. WWDC, it's 20 minutes before 9 o'clock. Good morning. It's 8:40 now, and you don't get no respect. I don't get no respect, right? My wife had a lousy weekend. I think she's driving around. She ran 3 red lights. 3 red lights. Yeah, and 2 of them were the back of a truck. I don't know what you're going to do. It was your son's birthday this weekend.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, anybody who's got kids, they know you buy them something for a 3-year-old, they break it, right? I got my kid a little toy plastic airplane a couple of years ago. What did he do? He broke it, right? So I got him a little motorcycle last year. What did he do? He broke it. So this year I decided to get smart. I got him an unbreakable toy. What did he do? He broke his other toys with it.
And for all you insomniacs, well, Linda Kelly and the All Night Show here at WWDC. She's the pilot of the airwaves.
Oh, I sleep like a baby. Wake up every 2 hours and cry.
WWDC and the Rate Crisis Center has a 24-hour telephone line open for confidential assistance. Call 333-7273 for more information. It's 12 and a half minutes before 9 o'clock.
Oh, WWDC at 9 minutes before 9 o'clock. What a weekend ahead.
I'll have to tell you about it after 9 o'clock.
Here comes steam.
Absolutely.
WWDC, Washington, it's 9 o'clock with a sunny day. The highs near 72 to 77. Fair, a little bit cooler this evening. Lows 45 to 50 and 64 degrees. Have some raw eggs, some raw jug run and block for this one. Yo.
Oh, yes, I had a good weekend.